Hi everybody, I'm Chef Ange. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my kitchen. On today's episode, I want to show you my take on a really nice version of a potato salad. This is my German potato salad. German potato salad's a warm potato salad. I take it up to the next level by making it with crispy potatoes. These crispy potatoes are tossed with a bacon vinaigrette. They got caramelized onions in there. All of the flavors work really nice together, and this is just a really great contrast to the potato salad that you're used to that's cold, mayonnaise based, and out of the supermarket. But before I get into the recipe, check the description box below. Down there's the full ingredient list and all the written directions. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you can find out when I drop new recipe and tip videos just like this one every week. Let's get cooking. So to get started, let's talk potatoes. The potatoes that we're going to use are going to be some russet potatoes, although this recipe is usually used with like a yellow potato or like a Yukon Gold because they're boiled. I like to make this recipe and get the potatoes nice and crispy, and there's nothing better than a russet potato that's going to get crispy. So we're going to get out our peeler and we're going to peel these potatoes nice. We're going to remove any of the brown spots, and then we're going to take our knife and run it through the potato by dragging it on the cutting board, and that's going to help you cut the potato without the potato sticking to the knife. Once we cut these potatoes into similar sized chunks, we're going to let them sit in some water so we could pull some starch off of them, and that's going to help these potatoes get crispy on the outside. While they're sitting inside the water, let's slice up some onions, and we're going to go stringy onions on this one. So we're going to slice those onions nice longwise, and this is a Chef Ange recipe, so here's our pile of garlic, and I got probably anywhere between like 5 to 10 cloves here. Let me know in the comments section if you're a garlic lover or garlic hater. One of the ingredients that gives German potato salad its signature flavor is some bacon. So we're going to take a pound of bacon, and this bacon's semi-frozen because we're going to cut it into small pieces, and it just makes it easier to slice. We're going to set all those chopped up ingredients aside, and now let's dress our potatoes with a little bit of olive oil. This is my Chef Ange base seasoning, which is a blend of garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. There's a link to the video recipe in the description. We're going to add some smoked paprika for some smoky flavor and also that nice red color. And in go some dried herbs. This is going to be an Italian seasoning blend. Something I like to do when I add a bunch of dry spices to oil is just add a little dot of olive oil on the top. It's going to help loosen up those herbs and help them mix a little bit more evenly. So now I'm going to get in there with my hands, and I'm going to give it a mix until those spices and oil are well coated all over the potatoes. So now we're going to take our seasoned potatoes and we're going to put them on a baking sheet that's lined with aluminum foil and parchment paper. By lining it with aluminum foil and parchment paper, we're going to save a lot of time on cleanup, and I love saving time in the kitchen. And we're also going to take our time to spread these potatoes out as best as we can and maximize the surface area that's in contact with the air. And we're trying not to have potatoes touching that don't have to be. So really take your time with this step. It really helps things get nice and crispy in the oven. So once these are nice and spread out, these are going to go in a 375 degree preheated oven, and I do have the convection setting on because remember, convection equals crispy. While those are in the oven, let's make our warm bacon vinaigrette. So you can still see that this bacon is still a little bit frozen, but that's okay. Over some time, the bacon is going to render the fat out. It's going to defrost. All the little pieces are going to come apart with just a little bit of help from my wooden spoon. And bacon's really great because it has the cooking fat already built right in. This was a dry pan before, but you can clearly see a lot of fat has rendered out of the bacon and is now crisping up that bacon nicely. Once it's gotten nice and crispy, we're going to take it out with a slotted spoon, and we're going to reserve the bacon fat in the frying pan because that's going to be our base fat that we're going to build our bacon vinaigrette with. So let's take our time to pull this out and make sure that we're getting all of the bacon without splashing around any of that fat. If you wanted to reduce any of the fat in there, you could pour off the bacon fat, but the bacon fat is traditionally the best thing that we can use to get these onions nice and caramelized and add a wonderful flavor to it. So in go our long, stringy onions, and then we're going to keep them in the pan. We're going to break them up a little bit just in case they're a little clumped together, and we're going to cook them until you get that nice brown color on the outside. And remembering cooking, people, brown is flavor, so if we're getting browning on stuff, we're adding additional flavors that just weren't there before, and that's the magic of cooking. So once those are nice and brown, we're going to add our garlic, and we're going to give that just a little bit of a mix, and we're going to cook that for a minute or two until it's nice and fragrant. This is one of my favorite smells in the kitchen, is onions that are cooking with just added a little bit of garlic. It smells wonderful in here. Now let's start adding some ingredients that are going to build the sauce. So we're going to use for acidity some apple cider vinegar that I'm going to splash in there. Some Dijon mustard for that mustardy flavor. Mustard also adds acidity too, but a unique acidity that's a little different. And here is some Worcestershire sauce. Let me know in the comment section how you think I did that one. And for contrast, we're going to put in some whole grain mustard. I love whole grain mustard. It just adds a really nice texture to mustard. And now we're going to put some seasoning of some salt and some pepper. And in go for a little bit of sweetness, some honey. Traditionally, German potato salad's made with sugar. I like to use honey because I think it just adds a really nice sweetness with a really good flavor. And now we're just going to mix that to let this sauce all come together and let those onions soften up. And this is very, very similar to my bacon and Brussels sprouts recipe. I'll throw a link above that. You can check out that recipe. It's one of my more popular recipe videos. So you can see after about 25 minutes, these potatoes are starting to get a little bit crispy. I'm going to use a large spatula, and I'm going to toss these potatoes around, and then I'm going to spin it around just to get the other side. Remember, when you're working in the kitchen, to work efficiently, and instead of moving you around, move whatever it is that you're manipulating. These are going to go back in the oven at the same temperature for another 20 to 25 minutes. While those are in there, we'll get some garnish ready. So we're going to chop up the greens of some scallions, and we'll take the rest, and those will just go inside the fridge in some water. And now we're going to pull the leaves off of some parsley, and we're going to give those a nice rocker chopper all the way through until we get down to a nice fine consistency with that parsley. And parsley and fresh herbs add a really nice freshness to dishes, and it also adds that beautiful pop of color that people associate with good-looking food. And let's talk about good-looking food. Crispy potatoes are good-looking. I love these. So the parchment paper, not only is it non-stick, but it helps us transfer to that bowl really easily. Just pick up the edges, and I dump that in there. And then in go our onion mixture with our bacon mustard vinaigrette. We're going to throw that in there. And now we're going to put most of the bacon in there. We're going to reserve a little bit to garnish at the end. And we're going to put a pinch or two of that parsley in there. And now we're gently going to give this a mix with a wooden spoon, and we're making sure that we're coating the potatoes really nicely, and we're trying to get underneath to make sure that we're not breaking any of the potatoes. We want those crispy potatoes to stay intact as much as possible. So once these are mixed really well, we're going to put this inside of a serving bowl or tray. We're going to transfer that in there, and then we're just going to add our final garnishes. Part of nice plating and making food looking good is really just taking the time to nestle it in there. So now we're going to put just another pinch of parsley on top, the rest of the leftover crumbled bacon, and some of those scallion greens that are really going to pop with that beautiful green color. And the garnishes on this are really going to make this a star-studded dish at your next barbecue. People are going to go nuts over this potato salad, and you're going to tell them confidently, I made the potato salad, and Chef Ann showed me how. And I'm not hating on the mayonnaise-based potato salad, but this is one of my favorite potato salads by far.
And you're going to want to serve this potato salad warm or somewhat closer to room temperature. Don't let it chill out too much. You know, one of the best parts about this is that the potatoes are crispy. So if you leave this sitting around too long, the outside of the potatoes aren't going to be crispy. So let's get a nice big scoop of this. Oh boy, this looks really good. So these crispy potatoes, crisp on the outside, the nice stringy onions, the bacon, that mustard vinaigrette. Oh, this is gonna be such a good bite. I mean, if you're a potato salad fan and you've never had this kind of potato salad, it is so good. And in my personal opinion, much better than the, you know, cold mayonnaise kind of base like boiled potato salad. If I'm having a potato salad, I mean, crispy potatoes, warm bacon vinaigrette, oh, so good. Oh man. One more bite. This is the best, that long stringy onion. Wow. Well, this potato salad was amazing. I'm Chef Ange. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope your potato salad comes out. If you did like this video, give the like button a little love. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.